Been a while. Anyways, since the newest Omega bug to slam the accursed Dead by Daylight Twitter, I believe the DBD community has shown its darkest colors yet again. Ones of toxicity, importancy, and ones that are just flat out wrong. Dead by Daylight is plagued by a lot of issues, most of them stemming from the goblins that dwell in the grungy and gunk-infested cave we call DBD Twitter. The flashlight bug has made me realize something. We're in a quite large tug-of-war match between killers and survivors, and it's only going to get way worse. Since the dawn of time, people have said that the only thing that's going to kill DBD is the player base, and whatever's cooking in the Sawyer family stew is a player-based battle between killer mains and survivor mains, or frequently labeled in the cesspit called Twitter, the us versus them mentality. This, in my opinion, is probably the biggest issue Dead by Daylight faces, and it's the fact that the player base just fucking hates itself and each other. I think this game has made more people want to just rant and argue for absolutely no goddamn reason, more than probably any other multiplayer game I've played. No, everyone, behavior won't kill this game. The furries will. But you might be asking,
Professor Cycloops, why hasn't this issue been addressed? Hasn't it been an issue for the entire game's existence?
And to that I reply, yeah, I've got no fucking clue. This player base is the literal tumor that's slowly killing itself, and if we don't do something about it, this sometimes great game that so many people love, for reasons I cannot fathom, will be extinct, and I might be the only person with a good fix to it, and I need your help to achieve it. But before we dive into a little solution, let's have a little bit of a history lesson. Dead by Daylight has had a somewhat toxic player base ever since patch 1.0. People have abused exploits and bugs, used sweaty builds, and argued with each other for doing said things over and over again for the game's existence. Now, what are some exploits that have been in the game? Some of the most notable ones are the infamous tunneling and camping. These exploits are
Camping and tunneling aren't exploits. They are game mechanics. If they were exploits, they'd been patched by now. Tony, shut the fuck up, I'm talking!
Sorry about that. But he makes a good point, honestly. Camping and tunneling, while some people view it as an exploit, others view it as a game mechanic and therefore gives them the right to use it. This is exactly the problem. People will argue about this specific shit for hours. Now, this kind of labels everything you say as being controversial for a certain audience, since in DBD, there will always be someone that disagrees with you. Camping and tunneling can be labeled whatever you want, and that's completely fine. Your opinion is your opinion, which is exactly what most of the community wishes what each other's interactions would be like. I'm just gonna say it. The way to fix Dead by Daylight is by being positive. Now, I know that's an incredibly hard pill for you to swallow, but you gotta understand, Dead by Daylight will cause a nuclear disaster if we don't do something about the constant arguing. But what do I mean by simply being positive? Well, for starters, let's let people's opinions be their own. There is a big difference between a debate and an argument. Instead of trying to constantly prove that your opinion is correct, have a discussion about it. View their opinion. Try to understand where they're coming from, and if you can't, let them view your opinion. What a vast majority of the player base don't realize is you cannot change someone's opinion, unless they are presented with cold, hard facts. Speaking of facts, we need to make sure there is a fine line between facts and opinion, since that line seems to be misread sometimes. Someone's opinion, while you could disagree or not disagree with it, is still an opinion. It cannot be labeled as a fact, and should not be treated as such. For example, there is a portion of the player base that determines their entire opinions off of content creators, and uses their opinion as a line of defense, sort of like saying, well, this creator said it, so it must be true. Kaiser the Gamer made a very good video called the Otzdarva Problem, which dives deep into this topic, which I highly suggest watching. I will link it in the description. But anyways, the community is in dire need of a good reset. We all need to take a step back and calm down. Everyone has their opinions, and we all need to accept it instead of trying to change it. The us versus them mentality is going to be the only thing to kill this game. Sooner or later, at least. So, how do we stop arguing and create a game space that everyone is welcome in, regardless of their views? Honestly, it's very, very hard, but I have a little idea. I want to conduct an experiment, so to speak, everyone, I want you to comment on this video. And comment your biggest quote-unquote hot takes, or so the community labels them. And instead of everybody arguing in the comment section about what's right, I want everyone in the comment section to reply to those comments and give your 2 cents. Have respectful debates in the comments. Don't go off of each other, slitting each other's necks and trying to get at each other. Just be respectful. If we can do it in this little experiment, we can change the game's attitude for the better. Eventually. Hopefully. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, join the Discord server for updates and to chat with me. And remember, be respectful in the comments. I don't want to see any arguing, please. That's it. I hope you all have a great day. And subscribe and like and hit the notification bell, please.